Good evening, warriors. My name's Adam Duval, aka the Mental Health Warrior. I'm back. I know people said that I wasn't supposed to be back until Friday, but obviously, as you know, my partner had a bit of a burnout, so I had to put her well-being first and basically push her aside in a good way and offer to do it myself. But before I actually bring my guest on, all the way from California, you're going to love this show. You really are, especially with what we've got to talk about. I just want to say thanks to everyone that supported me through these difficult times. Because obviously I did attempt the worst because of my burnout. And yeah, the amount of support I got was just phenomenal. So I love you all, and this is Warrior TV. We are here on a mission. We're not going to stop until the stigma is dead. We don't care. We're bringing everyone on board from all across the pond, UK, Australia, America, you name it. We're bringing them on. And all I've got to say is welcome to my guest tonight. Nicholas Cogburn, all the way from California. Here we go. Welcome, Cruiser.
How's it going?
I am fine. Shall I call you by your name or shall I just call you Cruiser?
Well, McHenry Cruiser is my YouTube name. You already addressed me by my real name. It doesn't really matter which one you call me. I guess Cruiser's fine because it's on the screen, you know.
Yeah, we'll just go by that. Right, so for everyone that's tuning in tonight or today, because it's the afternoon in California, which I really want to go there one day. I really do. Please put in the comments who you are, and if you've got any questions for Cruiser, fire them away, because I know he's not got no limits. He just doesn't care.
I don't care at all. No. Funny thing, I'm more nervous to be here with you on your channel. I mean, I'm never nervous on my channel, but to be on somebody else's channel, I always get nervous.
Oh, trust me. You are not the first to say that, and you certainly won't be the last. You won't. So what will help is I'm going to throw some quick fire questions at you, just to lighten the mood, and let's see if your followers actually really know who you are. Right. I'm going to say, are you an early bird or a night owl?
I'm an early bird. I've been getting up at around 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. And typically, I want to start staying up later. I actually Googled how to stay up later. I actually Googled that today so I can learn ways of staying up later so I don't have to get up so early. Because I went to bed around 7 p.m. yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm going to say, do you prefer... Well, I was going to ask about your hat. Do you prefer it forwards or backwards?
My hat? Like, when I'm on video, like, I'll wear it backwards, but if I'm not on video, I wear it forwards.
Okay, so, like, if you had to choose permanently, forwards or backwards?
Permanently, well, I mean, comfort level, I want to say forward, but like entertainment level, talking to other people, I think I look cooler with it backwards. But I guess forwards, because if I'm not going to talk to anybody, I mean, I got to choose comfort over anything else.
I know some people that's got it sideways.
Sideways, that's the most uncomfortable position. I've tried that before.
And speaking of my wife, she put welcome to Warrior TV.
Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah, big fan.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. That's where we connected via YouTube as well. So next one is, I'm sorry, Kerry, I'm going to have to. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
It does. I love pineapple. Like, I get this pizza that's pineapple barbecue pizza. I know you're shaking your head. You don't like it, but I love pineapple on pizza. You know, I do.
Cats or dogs?
I'm a dog person. Like
Yeah.
cats are very like arrogant, and they don't really need your affection. They just need you to feed them. And dogs are like okay, I live with my parents. They're my parents' dogs, the ones we got here. If I had to own my own animal, I'd pick a cat because dogs are too needy.
Cats can be needy as well.
Can they? I don't know. It just seems like they just do their own thing. Like they're not going to cry and beg you to play with them, or
Oh, they do.
they do. Oh boy.
Yeah, with the amount of cats we've got in this house, yeah.
Yeah. All right. I've
No
never
one's...
owned a cat, so I don't know. I don't know about them.
A new one. Do you prefer dolphins or sharks?
Dolphins or sharks? I'm gonna go dolphin because it's not gonna eat me.
Ah,
Yeah.
but if you're in a cage, though, if you're in a shark cage,
I even if I was in a cage and I knew it couldn't eat me, I'd still be frightened a bit because it would definitely attack the cage.
okay. So obviously you won't go diving with sharks, then, will you?
Oh no, no. Well, I mean, if I get 100% guarantee it's not going to be able to break through the cage, and I can film it for my YouTube channel, then I would.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, so obviously this is going to go on your channel, isn't it?
This, do you want me? You want me to post this interview on my channel? Because I mean, if I can find a way to do that, I will.
You can share it on your channel after this if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Probably make a brief video about the experience, and then post a link to it so people can come check it out.
Absolutely. So obviously, I'm gonna have to. So all of Cruiser's followers right here, all nearly 12,000 of them. So congratulations on that one. Here's the challenge. Would you like to see Cruiser get into a shark cage?
Oh boy. Oh Lord.
Yes or no?
I mean, the only way I'd do it is if I could film it. Like I went skydiving once, and the only reason I did was so I could film it happening. So yeah.
Right. Last one. I'm gonna say, do you prefer pop, which you're drinking right now, or water?
Pop. I mean, I like water with Crystal Light in it, and I'll drink that throughout the day too. But like, if I had to pick my favorite, I'd pick soda pop.
Yeah, you call it soda over there, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's just dive right into it. So, for the viewers, even your viewers, for people that don't know who Cruiser is, who is he?
Oh boy, I'm a schizophrenic. I got schizoaffective disorder. I used to have a great deal of social anxiety, and that's how I got all my followers with social anxiety videos. But I don't really have that anymore because I've been doing like support groups online and in person, and no anxiety. I did 2 years ago when I was doing it pre-pandemic. I'd get so much anxiety I'd leave the room if I knew I would have to talk out loud. And now I've been doing it this past couple of weeks and no anxiety at all. So I used to have anxiety, now I don't. I've defeated social anxiety, so that's behind me. Introvert, I'm a huge introvert. I'm a hikikomori, if you know what that is. That's people in Japan who never leave their room. Like I the only time I leave this room is to jog for an hour or to walk the dogs, and that's it. Like otherwise, I'm staying in this room and I'm not leaving. I'm like I said, a huge introvert. All I like doing is watching videos or Netflix and chilling in my room. I really don't like hanging out with people too much. I've never had a girlfriend in my 40 years. I mean, the only time I ever had a girlfriend, was when I was 16/17. That's the only time I had a girlfriend. So yeah, there has been girls that I've seen for months at a time, but I never called them my girlfriend. So huge introvert. I mean, that's schizophrenic introvert, hermit loner. That's pretty much what I am.
All I've got to say is, are you looking? Do you want to date?
Well, I am seeing a woman now, so I'm not looking at the moment. No.
Good on you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Now, obviously, I'm just reading your bio now. So, what was you like growing up? Like throughout education and stuff like
that. I went to like 3 different high schools.
I can see you as a troublemaker.
I wasn't really a troublemaker, but I would not talk. I was such a hardcore loner. If somebody tried to approach me to talk to me, I would say nothing. I would say absolutely nothing at all. I didn't even bother doing my work. I'd like do my assignment, and then I had so much anxiety about things that I would leave it on the desk and walk out of the classroom, thinking to myself, "Oh well, the teacher will come collect this at some point." But they never did, because I'd go in there the next day. There'd be my assignment on the floor. So as you could imagine, I didn't get great grades in high school, and actually wound up doing independent study. I left public school, got on independent study, where you meet with your teacher once a week and do your work at home. And that's how I ended up graduating like half a year early.
Yeah.
The problem was I wasn't that great looking, and people all the time were making fun of my looks, all the time, just every single day, and it really hurt my feelings, if to be honest, and that's the major reason I wasn't doing my work and left school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you say you was bullied growing up?
I wasn't physical. Well, I wasn't physically bullied, but I was like verbally bullied, with people like making fun of me or calling me names. Or a big thing was they would talk about me, thinking I couldn't hear them when I, in fact, could hear them. So there was a lot of that going on, and that would be very hurtful to me. And they'd just be on and on about it as if I couldn't hear a thing. But of course, I heard.
Yeah. Okay. So for all, because obviously this is all on public, this YouTube podcast.
Yeah.
So if you've got a piece of feedback, no limits here. You can say whatever you want. Just try not to trigger people. If you've got something to say to all the people that's picked on you, called you all them names, what would it be? I'll leave the studio there. I'll leave that to you, and I'll be back.
All right. Well, what I want to say is, I had a sibling that became a substitute teacher, and he actually went back to the school where I was a student at. And one of the teachers there said to him, "Oh, well, you're the smart one, and he is the dumb one talking about me." And I'd like to say to that teacher, "F you. I might not have a status career. I might not make it bringing in six figures a year. I'm not the successful person by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm a lot smarter than you gave me credit for, and I'm probably smarter than you are, even though you're a lot more successful than me, teacher." And I'd like to say that. And to the students, I've looked a lot of y'all up on Facebook. Y'all got like 5, 6 kids, each and every one of you, and I got no kids, and I bet you're jealous of my singledom and the fact that I got zero responsibility. I bet you'd trade places with me now if you could. Because you got marriages that are crumbling apart. You got kids that are going to grow up to be felons. So yeah.
Did you have fun?
I did. It was a good time.
We have a question of my beautiful wife. Well, it's a 2-part question actually, which obviously I wanted to wait till later, but I may as well just throw it at you now. What made you make your YouTube channel, and how long have you been going now?
All right, so before I did it, people told me I should. They said I'd be good at it and whatnot. So I mean, ultimately, the reason I did was so I can get a job on TV. I wanted to be famous, and I thought, well, all I have to do is film myself talking, and fame will come. I'll just take off and be a household name. It's bound to happen after I do this. And that was in 2009. I'm not famous yet, but I have had offers. I mean, people have contacted me to be on shows. Like one show was Dancing Fools on ABC. I don't think that show went anywhere, but they wanted to take one of my videos and put it on that show. And Katie Couric wanted me to be on her show for something or other, but that didn't pan out either. So I've had these little nips, but nothing that ever arose from this at all, really, to make me famous.
You're famous in your own way, Cruiser.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't even want to be famous anymore. Like, thinking about it now, going to dinner and having people bug you and want a picture with you all the time, everywhere you go, you get swarmed by people. That would be my greatest nightmare, I think.
Yeah, I can see. Now, I want to talk about your experience of you having those hallucinations that celebrities were trashing you on TV, since you mentioned it.
Yeah, well, what started it was I seen Louis C.K. The comedian on a radio show. I was listening to him, and he said something about not liking to take pictures with his fans. He didn't like it, so I made a video trashing him about how if I was famous, I would take pictures with the fans, and then I challenged him to a boxing match. And then I made a series of videos like that I was acting out like what would happen during this boxing match, pretty much promoting the fight. And then I got high one day and I challenged Dana White, the president at the time of the UFC. I said my fight with Louis C.K. would be better than any fight he could put on, and I bet him I could out promote my fight better. I could promote my fight better than his. And so then my schizophrenia hit, and I was watching one of the UFC pay-per-views. That's mixed martial arts, and I saw every fighter came out smiling. Now, when I made the bet on a video, I said if I win the bet, you can't fire anybody for 2 years. So when I seen everybody coming out to their fight smiling, I thought, aha, I won the bet. I won. And then, like, immediately following that, I had visual hallucinations of like talk show hosts and news anchors insulting me. So what I thought happened was that Dana White, the guy I made the bet with that I could out promote a fight, that he paid money for all these celebrities to talk shit about me. Pardon my language.
No,
Because
absolutely.
I figured he knew I wanted to be famous, so he was going to give me my fame that I wanted, but in a way that wasn't too positive, which was he was going to get everybody to talk smack about me, and that was what was happening in my mind because I'm sitting there watching TV. I see Craig Ferguson, I see Bill Maher, I see various celebrities talking about me and insulting me, and I thought it was like a TV show. I thought it was a reality show, like me and Hollywood roasting each other. And ultimately, I drove to Hollywood thinking I'm going to confront them and they're going to give me a movie deal. I thought that's what was going to happen. I wound up spending all my money on hotel rooms waiting to be contacted by somebody in the movie business. I thought I'd just sign a contract and then start acting right away. And nobody ever came to me. And I wound up homeless on the streets of Hollywood for 4 months, stealing food and alcohol, still waiting for somebody to contact me about a movie. And yeah, it was not good. And I thought, and the reason I was stealing was I thought to myself, I'm the biggest reality show star in the world. They owe me. They're not compensating me for all this entertainment I'm giving up on the show, wherever it is being broadcasted. So I'm going to steal food and alcohol, and that's your payment to me because I deserve it. And one day I went to a Mexican restaurant. I was going to order a burrito. She saw me. I had a long beard, dirty clothes. She knew I was homeless. So she was going to make me pay for the burrito before I got it. And I got mad and I kicked over a sign and threw a couple of chairs and then ran away. The owner chased me with a cell phone to take my picture. I swatted it out of her hand, and then cops swarmed me. I don't know how they stumbled upon the incident or whatnot, but I was swarmed by cops where I was arrested for assault and spent 50 days in LA County jail.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to get to some of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to some of it. But I want to know about where did the name Cruiser come from?
Okay, so there in a city near where I live, there's a street called McHenry that people used to go cruising on. They would drive up and down the street hitting on the opposite sex. And that was back in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And so I thought it was a cool name, so I made it my first email address, McHenryCruiser@yahoo.com. And it's still work in the day, but I never check it because I don't remember the password. And I just thought it was cool, and I've used it ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how old was you? Actually, no, I'm going to ask for the viewers that don't know what schizophrenia is.
Yeah.
What is it, and what does it look like from your perspective?
Well, it's you can have visual hallucinations, seeing people who aren't there. Like in my case, seeing people on TV talking about me, even though they really weren't. And you can hear voices. Now, I didn't hear an external voice like you talking to me now. Like I thought I was talking telepathically to somebody else. I thought people were reading my mind and I could read theirs, and we're having a conversation. You just utilizing our mind. So you can hear voices, or you can think you're like talking telepathically to people. It's very strange, very weird. Yeah. So that's what it's like for me when I'm not on my medication.
Okay. Does the
Yeah.
medication work?
It works fabulously because I hear no voices. I have no visual hallucinations while on the meds.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How old was you when you found out you had schizophrenia, and what was your reaction or response to that?
I was 33 years old, and I remember being taken to the mental ward by my dad, and he's like, "Tell him everything. Just tell him everything that's going on." And so when I got to speak to the doctor, I said, "Listen, I'm talking to people on the TV." And he's all, "You're talking to people on the TV?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm talking to people on the TV." And he said, "You got schizophrenia." And I didn't think nothing of it. Like I wasn't panicking about it. I didn't think, "Oh my god, I got schizophrenia," and depressed about it. Like literally, I didn't think anything of it for a couple of years. I just put it off. Like, I don't got that. I'm not taking this medication. Forget that. I don't need it. I'm just fine. Even though I was yelling at the TV, throwing shoes at the TV sometimes because I was seeing people talking about me, and yeah, it was not good. So it took a couple of years. I was resistant to the idea of medication before I actually started taking it, and everything went away.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to go back to when you were talking about homeless. What triggered that, and what led up to you becoming homeless?
What? Okay, so I spent all my money on hotels. The last night I was in a hotel, I was making YouTube videos throughout this whole time. I've deleted those videos because I thought they made me look crazy. But so my mom seen I was making these videos, so she called the hotel and was like, "You want a Greyhound ticket, a bus ticket back home? I can get you one." Before that, I told the TV when I thought we were talking to each other. I said, "I'll go homeless before I leave this city of Hollywood because I want my movie deal." And so thinking to myself, I'm not going to take the bus ticket home because I already made this promise to the viewers that I thought were watching me on this show that never existed, that I'd rather go homeless than go back home without the deal. So I chose to go homeless, and that was not good because I couldn't shave. Like every time I went to the bathroom to try to shave any business, people would complain and go to the manager. So I wound up growing a big bushy beard, and I didn't shower the whole time. So I probably had an odor. I wearing the same clothes, sleeping on the street, drunk most nights because I stole alcohol. Like it was not, but because it was Hollywood, it was kind of fun because there are a lot of people around. It was a busy city. Like I could go to the Jimmy Kimmel. He would have outdoor events, and I could go to the fence line and peer through the fence at Jimmy Kimmel's, the talk show host, his event. Sometimes he'd have singers out there in concerts. It was kind of fun, actually, thinking back on it.
Now, your car being towed and sold at auction. First of all, what car was it?
It was a 2001 Toyota Corolla, and when they towed it because I left it in a no parking or a parking zone, but only limited hours on the parking zone, so they towed it. And I thought to myself that oh well, Hollywood will give me a new car as soon as they reveal themselves to me and I sign the movie deal. They'll give me a Porsche, a Lamborghini, something. And I thought that was my gift to Hollywood. I'll just let them have the car. Like I'm an iconic figure now. The first person that's ever happened to, the biggest star in the world. So like that car is like they'll put that car in a museum someplace. Like that's how meaningful this car is going to be. And so I just thought I'd give it to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you regret it?
Of course, yeah, because I had to. Well, I mean, now when I got back after a couple of years of getting back home, I got on SSI and got a bunch of back pay and bought a new car. But that money could have went to something else had I had a car already. Had it not got towed. So I would have rather had that car still.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask another one. When it comes to mental health, what does it mean to you?
What does it mean to me? To me, it has affected my whole life negatively because I didn't realize I was mentally ill. now on top of schizophrenia, I also got bipolar disorder, and
Okay.
the way that affected me was I had a hot head. I had rage all the time. So I've been fired from numerous jobs because they triggered, like the boss or supervisor would trigger me and I'd yell at them. I couldn't control my anger. So I got fired multiple times. I almost got into many different fights with people in public or at grocery stores or various places and businesses because I couldn't control my temper. Now, had I been medicated that whole time, I wouldn't have lost my temper. I wouldn't have lost any job. I mean, right now, like the me now that you're talking to right now could have succeeded in something. And like, had I been medicated from childhood, I mean, I think I probably would have went to college. I would have got a degree, a career in something. But
Yeah.
I didn't. But I couldn't control my temper, so I couldn't do any of that.
Okay. Would you go back to education, like school and that?
I tried going to community college like 3 4 years ago, and like studying something that you have no interest in is far too hard for me. It's boring. Like I took up cigarettes, like I was smoking cigarettes just to avoid doing my homework. Yeah, I don't smoke now. I quit like 3 years ago, but like
Bro.
it was just unhealthy. Like I'm just not cut out for school. Had I done it like in youth, I think I could have done it, but now at my age, it's just far too hard for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's your biggest regret in your life?
My biggest regret. Oh boy. My biggest regret.
Put you on the spot now, Anna.
Yeah, when I was 26, I was going to move with a friend of mine to Los Angeles, and we were going to get involved in the movie business.
Right.
He actually did go out. Now I panicked at the time, didn't think I could succeed, didn't know if I could take care of myself, so I wound up blocking him on MySpace. That's where we talked to each other on MySpace, and I blocked him, and I didn't talk to him again for another decade. But he actually went on to the movie business. I think this last year he directed a movie, and he's been friends with a couple of different celebrities and whatnot. So it worked out for him. And I just think, well, if I would have went there, what would happen to me? But I still would have got schizophrenia. So now? Where would I have ended up? Like in a place with no help? Like so to me, like if I knew I was never going to get schizophrenia, I wish I would have went with him to LA. But knowing what I know now, that when I was 33 I was going to get schizophrenia, it's probably best that I didn't go.
Um. Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other day we spoke about labels. Now, obviously, people are labeled with all these different types, whether it's PTSD, depression, autism, schizophrenia, and all that. What's your view on labels?
On levels?
Labels.
Labels. Okay. Now, I always label myself. Like anytime I introduce myself to somebody, I always bring up the fact that I'm an introvert and that I'm a schizophrenic and a hermit loner. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, why do you label yourself like that? You should never label yourself as anything because that's negative. People will see that as negative." But I don't. Like, I want people to know that I'm an introvert. That way, when I'm not talking a whole lot or I'm aloof and quiet, they don't just think I'm an a-hole. Like, they're gonna know, okay, so he's an introvert. That's why he's acting the way he is. So I want them to know that. So like right off the bat, I tell everybody, listen, I'm an introvert. I'm not going to talk a whole lot. It's got nothing to do with not liking you or anything like that. Now I realize I'm talking now. It's a lot easier to talk one on one. I'm more along the lines of talking about in a group situation. Like if I was on a group video chat right here, I would not be talking a lot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, obviously, I'm going to remind you. Obviously, we're going to be showing our age now because we're both old farts here. I can admit that live right now.
Yeah.
Fair enough, you're older than me, but have you ever grown up like watching or reading books regarding Winnie the Pooh?
Winnie the Pooh, yeah. I watched like I believe a cartoon Winnie the Pooh, or I know there was, I think it was in books. So I wasn't the biggest Winnie the Pooh fan, but I know who he is.
Did you know that every single character has got a label attached to it?
Really? Like what's Winnie the Pooh's situation?
OCD.
OCD and who was Piglet in that, or am I thinking about something else?
Yeah.
Piglet was in that.
Tigger's got ADHD.
Yeah.
One's got autism. That mother kangaroo that's got social. She's got social anxiety disorder. Yeah, and Christopher Robin, who wrote
Yep.
it, he's got schizophrenia.
Oh wow! All right, I didn't know that. I didn't know any of those.
Now, obviously, now, fair enough. A big respect to you coming out and saying all this.
Yeah.
But Winnie the Pooh stuff, like we all fell in love with the characters, not the labels, because we didn't even know that happened.
Yeah.
That's what your viewers see in you. They don't see Cruiser the schizophrenic. They see you delivering these messages day in, day out. And that's what they love about you. And that's why they subscribe and follow you.
I see. Yeah, it must be. Like, I know when I was a fan of Winnie the Pooh, I had no idea of these labels at any time.
Learn something new every day, don't you?
Yeah.
You're gonna go way after this and look it up, aren't you?
I might have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a couple of people's like one Saint Touchins, I think one of your followers is saying Robocop bro.
Yeah, a couple of them think I look like Robocop, the movie character.
Let's talk about that. Why?
Well, Robocop. I think they're talking about before he became Robocop, like just the human being before he got shot up by the villains and had a lot of metal contraptions put on him. I think they're talking about that. I'm not sure. So I don't know.
I see. Now, I want to talk about you being locked up for 50 days in jail.
Yeah.
Now, for the viewers, what does jail look like to you?
Okay, so well, number one, I was in the discipline cell. They called it the hole, and I was there. I was there because I didn't want to get transferred to the other jail because somebody had told me that when they transfer you to the other jail, you got to stand around naked for 20 minutes when you get over there. And I've been obese in my life. I did steroids in my 20s, and I didn't know what I was doing nutritionally, so I became obese. And as a result, got a lot of stretch marks all over my body. I thought to myself, I don't want to go to this other jail where I got to be nude for 20 minutes and have everybody looking at my stretch marks. So I would rather just refuse to go than have that happen. And so that's what I did. So they put me in the discipline cell, and I never left the cell. Like a lot of prisoners get to leave, like for a lot of the day. They get to go hang out in a TV room and whatnot, and eat lunch together and various things. And I never left the cell. I was there with 3 other men, and getting picked on and bullied. Like a couple of them told me to break my jaw. One big guy made me clean the floor with a like some sort of hand towel or t-shirt, whatever it was. I had to clean the floor. They want to put me in like the safety cell, whatever they call that, with somebody else, and that it was not good because like that guy, I was killing bed bug. I got bed bugs while I was in jail. Like I was scratching all over my body. I didn't want to leave the cell to take a shower and have everybody see the stretch marks. So I refused to go shower, and I had all these bed bugs. I'd kill them every day, but they kept coming back. And when I was in the safety cell, that guy said, "Hey, if you keep squashing those bugs, you're going to get hepatitis." And that made me infuriated, and I threw my shoe against the wall. And he was a boxer, so he almost wanted to box me up, and it was not good. It was not good. It was a violent. Like one cell, I kept passing wind, farting. I couldn't control it. I thought they put something in my food to make me do that, and so that guy threatened to break my jaw. It was not good.
Damn.
Yeah.
My partner, she said, when you said you're not famous, you are.
Am I?
Because you're famous on YouTube with nearly 12,000 followers.
What, to a small group of people I'm famous. Now, when I wanted to be famous, I wanted to be like a household name kind of famous. Like like Johnny Depp or like Jim Carrey or something, Will Ferrell or something.
Yeah, yeah. And one of your followers, it's got a couple of comments. He mugs all of us. Wish I was as well known as him. Damn,
Oh,
I would back you up if I was in there with you, bro. No homo.
nice. That I could have used that. I could have used some backup in there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll finish up. So if you've got one piece of advice, like if you saw Cruiser at the age of, I don't know, say 15, that was vulnerable, getting picked on, called all these names, what piece of advice would you actually give him?
I would say, listen, number one, do something about your mental health. Like, you don't know this, but you're bipolar, my friend, and please get on medication. And now this was before I had schizophrenia, so I'd get that later. I'd say later you're going to have schizophrenia, you're going to need, but it's similar medication, bipolar, schizophrenia, similar medication. So get on the medication, and you're not going to lose your temper. When you grow up into adulthood and get employed, you're not going to get fired all the time, like I did because I wasn't medicated. Like, do all that, and life's going to be a little bit better than it otherwise would be. Like, I would definitely focus on take your meds, get on meds, take your meds.
Yeah, take your meds if you really do need them.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, don't do them like because you just feel like you want them. No,
sure.
don't.
Yeah. No, don't do that.
Don't. But all I've got to say is thanks, Cruiser, for. Where can we find you?
Oh, McHenry Cruiser Bad Boy. That's my YouTube name on my main channel. Now, I also got a prank call channel, McHenry Cruiser Prank Calls. So yeah, I got a couple of different channels. So right here on YouTube or on Facebook. Now, I go by my real name, Nicholas Cogburn, on Facebook. So
on my friends list, guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, do you know what? We may as well carry on instead of ending it. We may as well, because views are going up, comments are coming in, so we may as well keep going. Yeah, absolutely. Now, will you ever write a book about your journey?
Would I write a book? I don't think so, because I really don't think I got the drive to write a book. I did write a blog once.
All right.
Back in 2008, when being a pickup artist was popular, because an author by the name of Neil Strauss wrote a book called The Game about, going around and attempting to pick up women and various things. And then on VH1 here in America, there was a pickup artist by the name of Mystery, and he had a TV show where he taught men how to pick up women. And so for 2 years, I went around trying to pick up girls and writing about it. I actually wrote a blog about it. And that's the only experience I have in writing. And it's still up. If you Google McHenry Cruiser Comedic Seduction, that blog will come up in the results. And that's the only writing I've done now. People told me I'm a good writer. I should write a book. But I just don't think I got like the drive to sit out and write a book. I'm a talker more than a writer.
I bet you do have that drive, but it's in your inner self, but it's up to you to find that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, another comment of Kerry is, please can you give Warrior TV a shout out on your show? The Mental Health Warriors.
I'm going to make a video about this interview, giving a link to it and the channel and telling everybody to sub, So, yeah.
Thank you. Now, that is all I've got to say. Welcome, Leah Wigger. She doesn't live that far from me. She says she loves your accent.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I thought she was talking about your accent. I was going to go, it is a delightful accent.
My accent isn't good.
Well, I mean, I always think, you're from England, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always think people from England sound sophisticated and intelligent. That's what anytime I hear an English accent, that's what I think,
But I'm not fully English, though, believe it or not.
All right. What else?
I've got some Scottish in me as well.
Oh, all right. Nice.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Leah, just letting you know, just letting you know, Cruiser is from California.
Yeah.
I don't know whereabouts in California, but yeah.
Oh, it's Central California, like 2 hours from San Francisco.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, and on that note, I'm going to end this now. Kerry, please can you remind me in the comments of who is on tomorrow? Because there are a couple of podcasts tomorrow here on Warrior TV. But yeah, I think it's our Australian warrior, mindset warrior, Steve Knapp. He will be back 10 o'clock. I think it's 10 or 10:30. It's one of them anyway, but he's got a couple of ladies on with him. He's got Yvonne Doherty from Ireland and Melissa Christie talking about, which you should tune into that, Cruiser, regarding how good, how important our body is to us.
Nice. Yeah.
And then obviously at 1 p.m, I will be back with our humor warrior. So if you want to laugh, tune into that, where we're going to talk about chronic illness. So yes, so please tune in for that. Please share the hell out of this. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Please follow us on Facebook at the Mental Health Warriors, and let's kick ass of mental health. Bye for now.
See you later.
See you later.